ask Dr. Harmon if he'd share a little bit about his professional background, number one. Number two, when he started to personally patch and what he's noticed. And I know he has an amazing story from a heart standpoint, because I interviewed him back in January, and we have a cardiologist on this call that has actually published some papers with these patches. So this is going to be a really good call. I'm excited about this. So Dr. Harmon, if you just start off and share a little about where your background and where you're located and what you've noticed personally. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you. I'm located in Meridian, Idaho. I have a practice called Clear Mind Idaho. And a lot of people say, well, what's a chiropractor doing with all this mind stuff? It's kind of a long story. We'll go over it another time, but it involved a suicide, a murder, and an osteomyelitis. And it shifted me in a totally different direction. And that's when I went and got board certified in reading QEEGs, and neurofeedback and functional neurology and laser therapies. And then I put together a program that helps balance out the autonomic nervous system and gets people out of sympathetic freeze, which causes a lot of anxiety and causes the brain to be in emergency mode all the time. And so I don't do chiropractic anymore, but I'm certified in a lot of different things that I don't even do anymore. But it was because of those events that happened that I did that. I have been using these patches since April of 2020. So 4.5 years almost. And the biggest change that happened for me is I went from feeling like my heart was going to pound out of my chest, walking up a hill, to running up hills and not having right bundle branch block anymore. I had 2 stress echoes that showed I had that, and now I don't.
Jeff Pattis and I could write a book in the last 22 months, what we've seen. But we'd like to hear from doctors today. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think we all could, but there are 2 that kind of stand out. One lady was a nurse for 22 years, and she had to retire because she had MS. And when somebody says this to you, it really builds a deep conviction about the power of these patches.
You didn't need,
and she said,
"He's right behind you."
"Oh, we need to mute Kim." Okay. So she said, you know, back then I was giving samples, and I gave her a 5-day supply, and she came back and said, after 5 days, I was doing wall squats and walking without my walker. And I looked at her and I said, you're talking about a dream you had, right? Because that's not really possible. That was remarkable right from the get-go. And then another person who actually wasn't one of my patients, he was the husband of, and they brought the wife in for anxiety, and I was talking to them, and I noticed that he's moving really slowly. And I said, what's going on with you, Scott? And he said, he talked about how he was diagnosed with ALS from the Navy. He's taking $1,100 a month worth of prescriptions. He can't work. He can hardly move. And I gave him some samples, and I felt really bad for him. I said, here's 10 of them. Just go use these. After 10 days, he actually ran through our parking lot. And you can actually find his testimonial on whathaveyouheard.com. Scroll down to the bottom. It's Scott Allen. He called me last summer just to thank me again. It's been 3 years, but just to thank me. He's working. He takes no prescription drugs. He doesn't have any pain, and he's totally functional. Those were some of the ones that really stand out for me.